So it was this time last year when I shared the first images from Arcade1up that potentially indicated Street Fighter 2 Online Edition was in the works. Well, good news guys, I'm happy to share the first images of Street Fighter 2 with Wi-Fi. We can now finally challenge someone online playing Street Fighter 2. But it's not in your usual generic Arcade1up cab or the Legacy cab, but in the remake of the Capcom Big Blue by Arcade1up. Let's check it out. What's going on guys, this is Toycade, and if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and support the channel. And if you like this video, hit that like and share the video. With E3 around the corner and The Simpsons leaked last week by another YouTuber, I know you all want more, or you've come to the right place. First and foremost, the information and picture in this video is readily available on the internet and is not a leak from any distributor or reseller. However, this can only be treated as speculation until officially announced by Arcade1up. So the original Capcom Big Blue produced by 3Com is an iconic cab in the 90s and definitely one that has been on everyone's wishlist for Arcade1up to remake. For those who don't know, there are multiple Big Blues. The popular and the holy grail to most is the first edition, and there are 6 other variations with Q sound cabinets. Well, it looks like Arcade1up's first version will be based on the first edition, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, but I suspect some of you may not like it. Keep in mind this could possibly be a rendered picture and the final design may vary when officially announced at E3. There are a number of notable changes to this cab from the ones that we're familiar with. Let's start at the bottom. The riser looks like it's unchanged here. It has a matching blue color as the main cabinet and a very simplistic Capcom logo at the front. The T-molding trim is white and this is the exact match of those found in the original first edition. Further up is where it gets more interesting. On the left here you can see the panels are in 2 pieces instead of the standard 1 piece. I suspect they had to do this in order to keep within the package dimensions for retailers such as Walmart and Sam's Club. Because if you look at the overall cab, we can see that the height of the cab is much higher. So you can see that the Arcade1up has respected that feature of the cab and tried to retain the extra height. The exact height is unknown at the moment, but based on the images here, you can see that extra panel is about half the height of a riser, so possibly about 6 to 7 inches higher than the existing cabs. The front of the cab is where you start to see existing Arcade1up characteristic creep back in and deviate from the original Big Blue look. On the original there is an extra area dedicated to the coin door, and I suspect the coin box from the operators back in the days are located here. And on the Arcade1up version this was not incorporated, which is probably very difficult for a 3/4 size cab with a riser. Instead, Arcade1up has replaced that section with an iconic Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition artwork of Ryu and Bison. This is also inconsistent with the Legacy cab where we have seen the coin door stickers used. Personally, I like the artwork, and not having the coin door sticker won't be missed by me or many others. On the control panel we can see they have actually listened to the community with all the negativity around the Legacy cab's lack of hand resting space and the height. With the control panel they have extended either side over the side panels, so this will please a lot of fans out there calling out for this. The control panel is also angled, which is true to the original, another nice touch. But I suspect the most controversial absence is the original shape of the control panel is not preserved here, which also impacts the artwork, in which we can see the instructions have been moved to the top left instead of the bottom middle as per the original Big Blue. Ultimately we have the similar panel shape as the Legacy. I think this is a huge miss and an important and most obvious feature of the Big Blue missing. Although there are third-party control panel creators out there such as 99 Live that will fix this problem, but it would have been great if they did Big Blue more justice in replicating the original control panel. There's also an additional live button on the top right which will enable us to play online, and this is the feature that everyone's been dying for and I can't wait to play. I also noticed there's a spot at the bottom of the monitor that's been blurred out. There is no information about this. Could this be a headphone jack? Maybe a camera? Or it's actually nothing. Let's hope it's something cool when they officially announce it at E3. Let's move up to the top, and what we find here on the side panel is simply the Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition logo, as you would find on the original, simple and clean, and how it should be. The monitor here looks to be the same 17-inch, but one can hope they finally upgrade to the 19-inch. The speaker panel in this image looks to be covering the bezel, but I'm pretty sure this won't be the case in the final release. Finally, we have the iconic oversized marquee. This is a perfect replica of the original Big Blue, and this has to be a light up marquee. I really can't see Arcade1up going backward in this area, and having this light up will make this cab stand out, as this should be the tallest Arcade1up in your collection and one with the biggest marquee. As for games, this information was not released. I can only assume this will be announced at E3 in June. I really can't see them releasing the same 12 games with Wi-Fi capability as the Legacy Edition. In fact, having this cab released in the same year as a Legacy Edition doesn't seem smart, as this cab will definitely take away sales and interest from the Legacy, which leads me to think that this cab will only be limited to 4 to 6 titles maximum, and not all titles will be Wi-Fi enabled. If I was to make a guess, I would say the same 3 original titles from the Gen 1 Street Fighter 2 cab will be included: Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Super Street Fighter 2 The New Challengers, and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Possibly include other iconic titles found in Big Blue, such as The Punisher, Captain Commando, and Marvel superheroes again. Other public available information on this cab is that it will support 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi frequency for the Big Blue. So the jury is out on this one until we see it revealed at E3. But at the moment, it's kind of like a hybrid to me. Something just doesn't seem right, and it's not true 100% accurate replica of the original first edition Capcom Big Blue. And I really think it has to do with the control panel. If they only did that justice and adopted the original shape, this will resemble more closely to the Capcom Big Blue that we know. Who knows, maybe my opinion will change when they finally reveal this at E3. Overall, I'm super excited to finally be able to play Street Fighter 2 online with anyone over the world. So with all the negativity around the Legacy Edition, especially around the Capcom and Midway version, did Arcade1up knock it out of the park with the Big Blue? Does this attempted replica deserve the Big Blue name? There's a lot to discuss here, and I have a feeling there's going to be mixed feelings about this Big Blue by Arcade1up. Let me know in the comments below if you dislike or like the Big Blue and why. Alright guys, that's all for this video. In the coming days, if time allows, I hope to release my E3 prediction video, in which I will share my thoughts and which titles are coming based on public official information not discussed yet. So make sure you stay tuned to that. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.